Welcome to Friday, March 10th. We are 1/3 the way through the month. Yep. 1/3 the way through the third month of the year already. Yeah, we'll see. Let me see here. Let's wait for this thing to start cycling in here. It says it's still waiting on me. There we go. Here we go. Now we can mute this puppy up. Now we can share it out. Facebook right there. I thought I'd try a little bit of Celtic music this morning. Let's take that off there. It's asking me for a password already. I don't know why Facebook keeps cycling out and making me re-up again. Yes, update the password, dick. Jeez, criminy. Alright, there's that. That's out of the way. Let's bring this volume down just a little bit here. Now I'll come back over here. I can start looking at who all's here. I know Christine was here earlier. Santee just went to get groceries. He'll be back. There's Tony, Lee, and Katie. Good morning, love. Hope you're doing well. Just have to go AWOL for an hour. I hope to catch you all later. I'll still be here. I'll always be here. Morning, dog. Good to see you. Ferris the fam. Hopefully you're not happen to be out there climbing bloody cell towers today. It's a little chilly and, well, snowy and icy, which is really bad. I mean, it's so bad the cats went out earlier, was running on the back deck sliding. So, yeah. Good morning, Mr. York. Good to see you. There's Ty. Good morning, Jan. Good to see you. Hey, Mr. Dog. It takes time to make this socially acceptable. I'm not as lucky as you are. I don't wake up pretty. I have to, work for it. Oh, let me see here. Trina, Kyle, tired but good. Yeah, I know. It's like midnight there. So, yeah, I figured you'd probably be kind of pooped out. Drew, we have a real celebrity roll through our town yesterday. Will Ferrell was driving an old classic station wagon going from New York to L.A. Very cool. Hope you interviewed him. I would have thrown myself right in the middle of the road until he stopped and accepted an interview. You gotta work on it, dude. Smokes, Pepsi, coffee, gun, and spare magazine. I'm good. Good. No better way to start the day than having everything you need. No, got the day off. Awesome. No climbing icy frickin' railing going 100 feet in the bloody air. So, I mean, it's, 27 degrees on the ground. I can't imagine what it is 200 feet in the air. Yeah, I understand, dog. It is very, very hard being you. I work harder, bastard. Been up since 3 a.m. yesterday. Little girl, you keeping hours like I am now. You may want to be more careful. You'll start looking like me. Oh, well, guys, the brand new the brand new giveaway competition is going strong. We started on Wednesday. It's these two art pieces up here. Um, this one here is done by an American artist who is, or a Canadian artist who is still alive. This one here is done by a Latino artist who passed away in '73. Um, we're going to do it the same way we do the old competitions. It's going to be like a dollar an entry. You can enter as many times as you want. The last day for getting into the drawing is going to be the last day of April. On Monday, May 1st, we will do the drawing, and I will have a fishbowl right here with all the entries in it. And I'm going to have my daughter go in there and do all the little swirl. I don't care if there's 1,000 entries in there. I'm going to have my daughter go in, do all the swirly thing. I'm going to hold it up high, let her, well, I'll make her get on her knees right here, and I'll hold it here where you guys can see. And I'm going to have her draw a single name. So I've got the information and everything pinned to the top of the chat, how to get in for the drawing. I did do a little bit of research on the artists. This one here is Charles Carson, C. Carson, born in 1957, Canadian artist named Grandmaster of Fine Arts by the International Academy of Fine Arts in Quebec. Specializes in 18th and 19th century era work. His pictures usually range in auction price from $40 to $230, $240. This one here was painted by Porfirio Salinas, 1910 to 1973. Specialized in Southwestern Latino, Mexican, Native American art. And his auction range is anywhere between $4,000 and $50,000. Usually the stills like this go for the lower range. His panoramas, his farms, his desert scenes, plantations, they go for on the higher end of the scale. But sure, there's a horrific thought. God, you're full of piss and vinegar today, Tony. I'm up at that time to go to work. I didn't see him. He was only here long enough to grab food and ran. All he had with him was a small camera crew. The high school kids scared him away. You say that like it's surprising. Seriously. I mean, it's Will Ferrell, for God's sakes. The last time he had to work with a lot of kids was when he did Elf. Well, on a girl, that facial hair might cause some concern. Okay. All right. I mean, it's not like I've never seen a woman with a beard before, but, on Christine, it probably wouldn't look good. Not this much anyway. I mean, those 5 or 6 little stragglers that pop out of their neck meat. I mean, I guess it's okay until you try to kiss them on the neck and, you tickles your nose hairs or gets wrapped around one of them or something like that. But it happens. I hope everybody had a great week. Like I said, we are 1/3 of the way through the month of March already. 2023 is going to be just like the last couple years since the pandemic ended. They're just going to fly by. And maybe it's an over 50 thing. Maybe it's an over 50 thing. You know, when you're working up towards 50, the years seem eternal. And when you get over 50, they go by like that. So, the owner of the restaurant is a Mennonite. Had no idea who he was. Oh, probably charged him for his food. When you're on the other side of the hill, gravity's a frickin'. I can see that. I can understand that. You know, normally when they say, hey, it's all downhill from here, you kind of start to look forward to that a little bit, and then you realize, wait a second, I don't like the finish line. Just slow down, slow down. I am in no rush to try that trick again. All right, Ty, you be back. Oh man. Yeah, don't forget to hit that frickin' like button. Thanks, Jen. Well, guys, if anybody was watching the national forecast that doesn't live in the Midwest, they know what happened last night. I'm showing I'm showing 10 likes over here on this end. Once again, we had like 2 or 3 decently pretty days with sun and stuff like that, and last night it started raining, and then it started snowing, and everything that was rain froze. So, you know, it actually got to blowing and snowing so bad they let the wife go like 45 minutes early last night because they didn't know what it was going to be like. She got home about 10 after 4. Normally she gets home she got home about 4. Normally she gets home about 4:30. So we got probably 3 inches so far. It's supposed to snow all day today and all day tomorrow again. So Mother Nature is still having a really bad menstrual cycle, seasonal cycle, menstrual cycle. That's the right word. Don't forget, guys, we are still taking donations for My Doll chocolate and liquor for Mother Nature to try to calm her down so we can have a little bit of spring. We got 5 inches right now and still snowing. Yep, same way it is here. Hello, Drew 2. Good to see you, love. Hope you're doing well this afternoon for you. You're 5 hours ahead, so what? 1:15 where you're at. It was snowing last night here, but it's all away now. Wow. Wow. Yeah, Tony, it kind of missed you, bud. I mean, it came up from the southwest, and so it really kind of squeezed right in past you. I think it nipped Chicago, and then we got Gary, Indiana, and everything. And we got the brunt of it, and it just kept moving. Then it started following the jet stream and arc. and I think it got dogged before it started going into Ohio. So, but I don't know if it's going to get how far down it's going to get until the very end. Okay, checking out my live stream. We got rain. Homeland. I see California has some folks all trapped by snow. Yeah, California, the Sierra Nevadas, Donner's Pass. Donner's Pass. I just seen a video footage on the news a couple days from Donner's Pass, and they said this is the worst snow they've had in Donner's Pass in almost 100 years. Right now, the U.S. survey team, whatever it was, they said there's over 116 inches of snow in Donner Pass right now. So we all know what happened in Donner Pass, back in the 19th century. Baby, the other white meat. Let me see here. Robert Blake died. Robert Blake is a murder that got away with. Wait, what? Robert Blake is a murder that got away with it. Yeah, I think he supposedly. Well, I don't know if he actually killed his wife or not. There was never enough evidence to prove that he did it, but I mean, who knows? Who knows? Let me see here. I can either confirm or deny. Speculate. I just seen Iron. Where's she at? Wait. Yep, there's Iron Fire Horse right there. Good morning, love. Hope you're doing well. Good morning, Brenna, you beautiful hunk of burning love. Hope you're doing well this morning. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Mystical. Good to see you. There's Paranormal. Oh, wait. Shit. Oh, yep, bottom. I just clipped it. Good morning, everyone. Storms rifled in here last night about 11 by 12. It knocked out the electricity till 6:30 a.m. Rainstorms through about, wow. Yeah, we had some high wind. We had a lot of rain, and all of a sudden it turned to snow, and that's going to be the course of our lives for the next couple days. Drew, good, thanks. How are you doing, love? I'm doing great. I'm staying indoors. Staying away from the snow. My whole left side is hurting this morning. Hold on, I'm going to kill this music. I hate this stuff. Kill it. I said kill. There we go. That is not traditional Celtic music. That is frickin' Dungeons and Dragons fantasy music. I wanted traditional Celtic music. Bastards. But yeah, I'm doing good, staying warm. I got up. The wife actually fell asleep at 5 this morning, and after working last night, and she started snoring. She fell asleep watching TV, of course, holding her phone. Woke me up, and I started to move, and she jumped up, or she woke up, and she started apologizing for waking me up. And, you're all right. So I got down on my pillows at the side of the bed, threw my big pillow down there, laid down, fell back asleep, and I slept till like 20 minutes till 6. Got up and made sure the daughter was up. The wife's already back asleep again. She'll sleep till probably noon. So who knows? But yeah, I'm staying in the other, staying warm. My shoulders, my elbow, my wrist, my arthritis in my hands, my hip, my knee, everything is just throbbing this morning. There is not enough acetaminophen in the world to take this ouch away. Dave Collier Camping, good morning, sir. There's Santee back from grocery shopping. Or texting and driving like he shouldn't do. Don't tell anybody. All right, I got to catch up. Catch up, catch up, catch up, catch up, catch up, catch up. Snow in the pines. Oh, I know. And that's what we have in the front yard. Surrounding our front yard is pine trees. So, yeah. Let me see here. Robert, good morning, sir. Hope you're doing well. Did decent yesterday at the auction. I didn't buy anything. Kathy never give her bid card again. Morning, Deb. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Happy Friday to everybody. I was at the grocery 6:15 this morning. Talk to Robert. Talk to Teddy Bear. All right, now I'm all caught up. Joke between Robert and I. I just done snow blow, a foot of snow. We're supposed to get another 8 inches today. It's still dumping. It's not that bad here, my friend. They set up to 6 inches between 7 p.m. last night and 9 a.m. this morning, but then we get lake effect snow for 2 days. We got probably 3 or 4 inches out there right now, and it's still coming down pretty steady. But it rained beforehand, so we got ice under the snow. I was telling everybody earlier in the stream that when my daughter left this morning at 7, she let the kittens out. And I went out there just a little bit later and opened the door, and they started running back across the deck and actually slid when they tried to make the turn to come in the house. So I got a little chuckle out of them. One of them almost hit the railing. She was going so fast. So my SRX loves the snow. I bet it does. Flake is bad in March. Yeah, tell me about it. Especially on our old joints. Back from school, it's always something. To go, my daughter wants me to get. All right, Drew. That's cool, honey. You go take care of family. You know they always come first. You go take care of them. We'll still be here for a while. It can snow all at once, December 23rd, 24th. Otherwise, give me 70 Fahrenheit. It's kind of sort of how I am. Good news is we are going to be above freezing for the next week. That ain't happened since November. Cool. All right, Christine, you go get some rest, honey, and we'll catch you later. These dollar store glasses don't help. You too, Iron Fire. You take care and stay warm and toasty, and we'll catch you later. My Suburbans love snow. My Dakota's okay with it. Yes, the Suburbans is meant to be plural. Yes. You got to paint you got to paint those as twins. I'm looking forward to winter here. Well, it'd be nice if you guys get some snow and stuff down there close to the equator. I'd love a picture of a snowman in Australia. You take all the shelves out of your deep freeze, you can usually freeze the snow up pretty good. I mean, if you live anywhere close to the outback, just grab that snowman, throw him in your trunk, in like three pieces. Drive out to the outback, put him up real quick, stick his little stick arms in, take a picture, send it to me. I would love to have a picture of a snowman on the outback. Hopefully see y'all soon. We'll be on tonight. We'll be on tonight, regardless of whether I'm able to find a guest or not. We will be on tonight, and we'll be doing something. I got buy a snowmobile. Dude, I'd love to have a snowmobile. I'd love to have a snowmobile. Since they allow us to drive them here in town, I'd love to have one. I ain't painting shit. It's all the work I can handle just to keep them on the road. Yamaha Sidewinder SRX Genesis 998 Turbo, specially calibrated. Wow. Deb knows his snowmobiles. Snowplow been by 3 times already. Must be lost. Ours has been by 3 or 4 times this morning already. We haven't got that much snow out there. I think what they're doing is they're going through and they're, you know, pushing the snow. Then they're each way. They'll do one lane and go back and do the other. Then they'll come back and salt one lane, then salt the other. So our roads aren't that wide. I think that's like a big waste of gas and time. But yeah, I'll do that for you when we get a winter. Cool. I can't wait. Did Tyler happen to send you the gun spinning video? Yes. Yes, Tyler did send me the gun spinning video yesterday. Of course, I gave him a raft about it. Told him he needed to spend less time touching the girl and more time touching the gun because, he needs to get that little Doc Holliday side spin thing going, like he did with his cup and Tombstone and everything. Maybe learn to toss it, catch it behind his back. But he's got a good snap and lock with the forward reverse spin and stuff. I was giving him hell. It actually looked good, but don't tell him I said that because I told him yesterday I was just going to give him a raft of shit about it. So, but he's getting good. I also suggested he send me that holster and pistol, and then I can make a video on how to do it properly, and I'll send it back to him just as soon as I have postage to send it back. He didn't like that idea. Snowplow. What snowman is getting? VJ. Yeah, something like that. Short driving me on my channel. Both houses the same fact. I hope he realizes that guy will shoot him dead while his gun spins. I heard that. Hey, you said you were going somewhere. Damn it. We can't talk about you if you're lurking in the background. That isn't right, dude. We can't talk about you if you're lurking. When you say, I'll be right back, that means. we might get snowplow down our street. You know, it's really funny too because a lot of times we'll get dumped on here. I mean, we'll have 6 or 8 inches out here, and never see a snowplow, which is really funny because we got this little measly 4 inches. They're out plowing like crazy right now, but it's supposed to snow today and tomorrow, so we probably won't see them again till tomorrow evening or you know early Sunday. Who even knows? Cowboy John, good to see you. Hope you're doing well this morning, sir. Happy Friday. You don't drive, what the fuck? I walk. I walk. I wouldn't want to drive anymore, to be honest with you. Living up here in Michigan, man, people are psychotic. And especially, some little rinky dink car or some teeny tiny little SUV or something like that. I mean, the last thing I drove was a big Chevy pickup. And I mean, lift had a lift kit on it and everything. And I driving some little rinky dink car or some teeny tiny SUV around. That just yeah, that's just no sidewalk plows either. Now we actually have like a little tiny one of those miniature cat um, bulldozers, backhoe, whatever you want to call it. No, it's not a backhoe. It don't have the thing on the back. It's got the attachment for one, but just one of those little tiny John Deere cats that the town owns. They go up and down all the sidewalks when the snow gets really bad because I mean it's so heavy. People don't they don't want people to go out and have a heart attack trying to shovel snow. But snow like this, they don't mess with it. They don't even break it out. I think they've had it. I don't even think they've had it out this year. People are like that everywhere. Love the background, by the way. Yes, Brenna, these are the two art pieces that we're doing the giveaway competition for. Um, the information is linked up at the top. I'm throwing it up here on occasion too. Um, but this one here is by Charles Carson. He is still painting. He's a Canadian artist, Grand Master of Fine Arts with the International Academy of Fine Arts in Quebec. His pictures max range about 230. This here is a Hispanic artist named Porfirio Salinas. He died in 73, specializes in Southwestern, Latino, and Mexican and Native American art. And his auction prices range from 4,000 to 50,000. Stills like this pottery and stuff being on the lower end. His panoramic farms, ranches, desert scenes, stuff like that go on the higher end. But we are taking entries. It's $1 an entry. You can enter as many times as you like. We're taking them up until April 30th. And then on Monday, May 1st, we'll do the drawing in the fishbowl with all the little entries in it. And of course, I'm going to have them professionally cleaned and shipped with insurance to the winner. Now I get to go back up here and I get to look at how he drew. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Happy Friday. Same to you, my friend. You never drove in Toronto. Nope. I've been up as far as London and Chatham and Windsor, and that's as far as I've been into Canada. I would love to come to Canada and spend some time um, doing doing some history, meeting with some friends, and just hang out sometime. You know, that's another one of those bucket list items. Let me see here. Um, During Christmas tree uses his reindeer and sleigh. I wish. Oh my God, I had a BMW overtake me and several cars in front of me. Dumbass almost had a head on with a dump truck. Truck locked up, went sideways. She's a crime. And these stupid people. We have to shovel it here. Several houses never clean the snow. Got to jump in the shower, wash my hair since electricity went out. Last night I couldn't do it then. I'll check back when done, see if you're still alive. I'm still going to be here, girlfriend. No worries. I'm still going to be here. Um, okay. Those are calm drivers out there. I'm around an hour north of Toronto. Oh wow. See, one more Canadian friend to come and visit. Good morning, Mr. Fish. Hope you're doing well this morning, bud. Staying warm and toasty down there in Georgia. You could have your own Rudolph. No, I got cats. I got cats and kids and grandkids and a wife. I don't need reindeer. Wish I had gotten this plate number. I'm no rat, but that guy needs taken off the road. Stupid people are dangerous for everybody. And I think that's international. I don't care where you are. I don't care if you're in frickin' France or you're in Russia or you're in Germany or you're in Scotland or you're in Canada or I don't care where you're at. Stupid people are dangerous to everybody. Hour north of Toronto, 45 minutes to an hour west of Toronto. So you guys aren't that far apart. Couple hours, hour and a half, something like that. Depends on how straight the roads are. The west is the best. Drew has child harnesses and dangles candy on a fishing pole. Yeah, you got it figured out, bud. You got it. You got me figured out. Utilize child labor. Mr. Lee, hope you're doing well this morning. Hope the weather is nice over there where you're at in your part of the world. Well, guys, I am currently working on the last video for the month of March, Irish American Heritage Month, and I can't figure out what to do with it. We have touched on folklore, we have touched on myth and legend, we have touched on them mysterious little beasties in folklore. We have touched on stories, we've touched history. I'm running out of ideas. Thinking very seriously, tilting very seriously about either one of the High Kings or the story of Finn McCool. Both of them are great stories from Irish folklore, and well, y'all know how I am about history. We don't keep telling the stories. It's going to be like history's a lot like our memory. If you don't keep recounting the stories, you don't keep telling them, sooner or later they just fade away. It's dismal weather, but we're surviving. You can come here. You come here and play in the snow. I mean, we have like 4 inches on the ground now. It's supposed to snow all day today and tomorrow. So you're more than welcome to come over here, hang out, play in the snow, go out, build a snowman with my daughter. I don't care. I did see something yesterday on a Brit boogeyman. Hmm. Wow. I actually seen a video this morning I was going to watch, and then I realized it was a modern story. It was called Jack the Stripper. It's an it's a story out of England that happened in the 20th century, and it's like, nah, too new. Besides that, I've got this last video to do for Irish American Heritage Month, and that one's beating me up. So, history. Bud Files. Good morning, my friend. Hope you're doing well this morning. I think it was Black Alice. I think I've Black Alice. That does sound familiar. Huh. Black Annis. Maybe that was it. Maybe that was it. That does sound more accurate. Brit Boogeyman was me. Sorry. I had just woken up. Stephen. Good morning, bud. Hope you're doing well this morning. Well, guys, for those of you that didn't show up in Wednesday night stream when I started the new giveaway competition for these two beautiful pieces of artwork back here, I made the announcement that my longtime friend, that's kept me awake through many of 12 and 24-hour live streams, that you know he's starting to give up the ghost. The percolator is out. The motor, the pump is no longer working. So what I have to do is I have to take a large cup and I put my coffee grounds in it. I fill it up and I turn it on. And as it's heating up, I take the lid off and I'll fill that cup up with very, very, very weak, slightly brown water and just keep pouring it over the grounds. So it's not dead yet. I'm a poor white dude. I don't throw anything away until it is no longer in any way, shape, or form serving a purpose, because I can't afford to just go out and replace stuff. So though it's trying to give up the ghost, I'm not letting it. Well, it not as much a motor, I guess, as a pump. It pulls the water into the bottom and then shoots it out the top. into the pan where all the grounds are at, and then it trickles through, and so that's actually what's gone is the pump. So wintry mix today into Saturday morning with snow and rain. It started here last night, bud. It started here at 7 o'clock last night, raining. Um, but I'd say probably 8. It switched over to snow, just real light snow flurries. Um, and then by 9 o'clock, we had a fine covering over everything, and it stayed pretty constant. But it ends at 9 o'clock this morning, so another 15 minutes, and then um, lake effect snow starts the rest of the day today and tomorrow. So we could probably get 6, 7 inches here, which will be the most my wife's seen in a long, long time. But anyway, let me see here. Water rises due to boiling. There isn't a pump. All I know, and I call it a pump because all I know is that when you plugged it in or when you turned it on, I've got it hooked up to my power unit right here. So all I got to do is flip a switch. Um, but when it turned on, you know, and water would start shooting out that spout if the lid wasn't on it. But it like a pump, you know. It made a pump noise. So, it's kind of like one of those little fountains you put in your living room that if you pull it out of the water, it goes. That's why I call it a pump. But yeah, it's not doing its thing anymore. Um, I'm like that. Most of what I own was others garbage. I have some really great stuff. One man's garbage is another man's gold. I've always lived on that adage. That comes from those younger years before I got married the first time, running the trasher out with my ex father-in-law's best friend, and we found some amazing stuff. I mean, we found guns, we found swords, we found great furniture. People just go out and um, they would just go out and buy new stuff and put the old stuff out the curbside. We'd go by, pick up the garbage, and go back, grab his pickup truck, and go through and pick up the other stuff people had out. I remember I got my very first big screen TV. It was a projection TV, and it worked great. But these people downsized and got a small cabinet entertainment center, so they went from like a 57-inch TV down to like a 36-inch TV that would fit in their little entertainment center. And I took the large projection TV home and tinkered with it for a couple of days, cleaned it out really good, and that sucker worked amazing for like a year and a half. So, and those things were like 500 some odd dollars back then, or more. So, no snowfall here yet. Yeah, we skip around, finished. And we have snow coming in later today. Check inlets, heating chambers are probably plugged. I'll do that today because I'm gonna take it out and clean it and everything, get it all cleaned out, and get into some great big American skips. I'm doing the inside of my camper van out of beautiful wood from furniture I got off the side of the road. Couldn't buy better. That sounds fun, Iron Fire. I like that. I like that idea. You know, a lot of people here they'll go out and they'll buy, or a lot of companies will actually put pallets at the side of the road, and several people go pick up the pallets. You know, some of them are 4x4, some of them are 4x8. They'll go out, they'll pick those up, pull all the old wood off of them and stuff like that. And there's a fella not very far from here that built a little outside tiki bar kind of deal in his backyard. It's all made out of pallet wood and looks really nice. He's got a little deck on it with a couple little bar tables and chairs. He's got a bar built inside it. He's got an enclosed area where he keeps all of his liquor and everything, and then he's got a, a deck that's probably 10 by 15, 10 by 20. It's got a roof over it, so all summer long, all night long, rain or shine, he can be out there having company and entertaining at a barbecue and serving drinks and everything. So that's an amazing idea. Better run. All right, Ironfire. You take care of yourself, love. Have a good day, and we'll catch you later. It's been a lot of fun. Got to make sure it's food grade pallets for inside a van. I couldn't tell, so didn't go with pallets. They sold furniture at the auction for damn near nothing. California king bed, still in the plastic. Headboard 6 foot high. Footboard 4 foot high, $100. King bed with bamboo headboard. Footboard $50. Wow. Yeah, I know. I know. When we were talking the other day, dog, you said it was like high end stuff. So that's one reason, though, that I like going to estate sales and stuff. Sometimes it's elderly couples who just had what 80, 90-year old couples have. Sometimes it's 80, 90-year old people that every time they seen something they wanted, they bought it whether they ever used it or not. I've been to estate sales where you have brand new furniture, to assemble, still stapled up in the boxes, brand new. They just took it, put it in their house somewhere, just stacked the boxes up in case they ever needed it or wanted to use it. It's funny how people do that. My dad always called that having more dollars than cents. Cents as in SENSE. Leather sofa, two leather chairs, $15. Look like new. Leather sofa wouldn't last around here. Something about these cats, man. I've got a leather recliner that my mother-in-law had bought at one time when her diabetic husband was still alive. And when she moved into her apartment, I took the leather recliner. The cats have shredded the sides of it. It's like it sharpens their claws better than the rope does on their tower. So yeah, they love that leather. They sleep on it. I have one that sleeps in the seat, one that sleeps up on the back of it. The other two will crowd in the seat or they'll lay up on the arms of it. They love that leather. Love it. Fixing to downsize dramatically. We're having to downsize too. Haven't had motivation over winter, but need to press on sooner or later. Made it back while you're live. Oh yeah, I told you we'd still be on. Hell, we got another hour to go. Hour and 5 minutes to go. We're not even halfway through yet. You got plenty of time. We're going to a 12 by 24 cabin. They owed like $16,000, tried to hide it all in storage units. They had 14 storage units. They sold 13,650 items yesterday. Oh my God. Going for a council bungalow. Very cool. Little bungalows are nice. Especially if it's just the two of you. You and Katie having a nice little comfortable time. That's like Tony and his wife. Going into that little tiny cabin. To me, that would be comfortable if it was just me and the wife. I mean, she would never go for roughing it. She would never go for off gridding. She always tells me I can go off grid when she dies. I told her I'm going to be off grid a lot, but sooner than that because I'm, you know, 12 years older than she is and in not near as good a health. So I'm probably going to go before her anyway. So then again, I plan to live forever. I'm not going to give up the ghost anytime soon. But yeah, the cabin that Tony's moving to is actually just a little bit bigger than the one I've been talking about building um, to take camping, to do the reenactments and stuff, to do away with the tent thing. Um, that's why I've been looking for like a 4x8 or a 5x10 trailer, is so I can build the cabin on it, um, like the old man did that I knew several years ago that did reenacting. He just hooked it up to the back of his truck, had it on the trailer, secured to it, and he had fold up sections on all four sides. When he got to an event, he unhooked it from his truck, reached underneath, pulled the cotter pins on the tongue of the trailer, took it off, slid it up under the trailer, propped it up on cinder blocks, unhooked the panels. They fell right down over the trailer, touched the ground, and he'd reach up and unhook the deck, drop it down. He had a couple big stones that he put underneath it, and it would drop down to um, maybe a foot off the ground. He'd have a friend help him lift up the roof to the deck or the porch, put two sticks in there, set it in the holes on the porch, and 10 minutes he was set up. Hour later, we're still moving. We're still trying to get the tent set up in a wind. 10 minutes, he's already got a fire lit in his fireplace, got his rocking chairs pulled out on the porch, and he's rocking away. My old pop-up camper. You can get them cheap. Dog, I have looked for a pop-up camper forever, and I can't find one. I can't find one around here. Most of them I find are 2 or 3 hours away, and nobody will deliver even for extra money. Um, but yeah, I thought about the pop-up thing. Be careful on trailer choice. Cabin on it could be way too heavy. $75. Wow. That's a good deal. Mr. Kyle, good morning, sir. Hope you're doing well this morning, bud. I seen this morning where you went live last night, bud. I apologize. I was already in the bedroom. I left my phone in here last night. I've been trying to stay up later to to try to get away from that being up at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning thing. Seen you went live last night, and I was like, damn. I could have at least, turned him on and, just let his live stream play, give him a little extra watch time. But yeah, I've considered that, Tony, as the weight thing. Um, that's why. That's why I went with much like much like the old man did. I went with I'm going with privacy fencing panels, um, much lighter wood. Um, to do away with the weight distribution thing on the trailer. Those cheaper trailers very likely have 1,500, 3,000 pound axle. All I know is he had his built out of privacy fencing material, um, but his was built on a snowmobile trailer. So he actually had like the real little wheels, whatever, this big, however big they are. Um, but his ran just fine. Matter of fact, it's sitting outside in his daughter's yard right now. He passed away 8 or 10 years ago, and it's still sitting out there. He originally built it as a hunting cabin. Instead of having a deer stand somewhere, he just hauled it right out to where he was going to hunt at, set it up, got his little fire going in the wood burner, and he'd sit right on the front porch and hunt. When he got tired, he'd go in, crawl in bed. He had he had wooden cots on chains, and he'd go in, he'd unhook them, lay him down, he'd put the two legs up underneath him, throw his little duck down, his little goose down mattress on there, and fall asleep. Had a little kitchenette in there with a table where they sit in there and play cards if it was storming or something like that. And you could live in one of those things. It's a tiny house. Use pallet wood. So that's what I was thinking about using for the inside, the flooring, everything was pallet wood. Once again, it's a real light pine and easy to work with. Looks pretty. Looks primitive. Now, a heavier axle isn't too costly and can be ordered to fit almost anything. Trailers are way overpriced. If you look on like Facebook Marketplace and stuff like that, you find them. But, once again, what's the location? I found an old wagon. It was an old farm wagon. Still had the wooden wheels on it and everything. But it had been sitting in somebody's yard as decoration. And they would go out, they would do repairs on it and everything on a regular basis. But they thought this thing was made out of gold. Just an old wooden wagon. It still had, a bunch of rusted iron workings on it and stuff. But it was all new wood, and it was painted bright red. They wanted like $14,000 for this thing. I told them, I messaged them. They told me $14,000, and I told them, well, hell, I could go out and buy a stagecoach for that price. Can't sleep in a stagecoach, but still it's prettier and I can make money out of giving rides in the damn thing. I'm just telling you, having single axle go up the road is a bad idea. Time to find Time to find out the problem. Yeah, it's very true. You're right, Tony. Talking about new campers. Oh, I know, new campers are insane. Here a couple years ago, the wife and I were just kind of, window shopping, looking around. Since we do the family reunion every year up north, you know, we're always having to get some little scraggly campsite clear across the campgrounds from the rest of the family because they all have motorhomes and pull behinds and travel trailers and stuff like that. And we usually set up a small tent. And we were thinking about trying to find some little camper that we could take up there and just leave hooked up and spend the weekend in it. And my God, man. Actually thought about getting one of the old FEMA trailers from, the hurricane down in New Orleans. I don't know if I want to put my family in one of those, though. Most of them been sitting in the Arizona desert now for over a decade. They're all twisted and shitty. Ugh. But yeah, new campers, man. And then my stepson, he builds motorhomes and stuff. And oh my God, if you want to refinance your kids, your house, your cars, your neighbor's house, then you might be able to afford one of those. He sent us pictures of one last year. It's got actual marble flooring and stuff in it. This thing's like a $500,000. Blew me away. It's like all my homes and all my cars combined for my entire life haven't come close to that. Anybody, anybody who'd spend $500,000 on a motor coach to drive down the road, once again, more dollars than cents. Yeah, exactly. If they ever saw how little there is in the construction of a camper, glue and staples. Yep. Now they have those fancy smancy ones out that they don't only pop out on one side, they'll pop out on both sides. It's all automated. You just stand in the middle of your room, hit the switch, and looks like a big cross, you know, sitting in a campground somewhere from a aerial view. People used to freak the fuck out for labor estimates to install a roof air unit in one. I worked at the largest plant in the world, early 90s, seeing them put together. It's some scary stuff, man. You have to disassemble the bulk of the interior to add roof supports. Not I. I don't care if I wouldn't care if I hit the frickin' lottery. I would not be that stupid to go out and spend that kind of money on something like that. Ain't gonna happen. Wouldn't happen. If I ever hit the lottery, we would all be so much better. I already told the wife, we ever won, some big ass lottery, $20 million or something like that, you know, first thing I'd do is stick $5 million in the bank, let it sit there and collect interest and just live off the frickin' interest every year. I'd pay off my mom and dad's house. I'd pay off my sister's house. I'd pay off my son's house. I'd give them each $50,000 to go out. And my mom and dad have always wanted to tour the Southwest and never had the chance to. I would set them up on a vacation that they would never forget. And then you guys, we would be doing cash giveaways. We would be doing trips. We would be doing all kinds of stuff. Piss on it. You can't take it with you. You can't take it with you. So you might as well share it with the people you love. Fairmont, Napanee, Indiana. I worked in Napanee. When Hurricane Katrina hit, FEMA come in and took over. I was driving a fork truck at that time. We went from, oh God, what? We went from $9.65 an hour to $15.50 an hour, 40 hours a week to 60 hours a week. There was guys that went from bringing in less than $1,000 a week on their paychecks to bringing in over $1,500 a week. And then all of a sudden, FEMA moved out, delivering the FEMA trailers to the railroad station for shipping. You made $100 every time you hooked up to one of those things in your truck. It was only 14 miles away. You made $100. We must had 20 trucks. 1-ton pickups that pulled out in our parking lot every morning. And every time we rolled one out the door, the next guy in line would hook up to it, $100. Take off, run to the train station, come back, get back in line. Some of those guys were making $500, $600, $700 a day, $800 a day, just delivering those damn things. 14-mile trip, 28-mile round trip. Brenda's living in one of those. She's trying to decide what kind of house she wants to build. We're considering finding a used camper for a spare bedroom. I went to an RV factory in Effingham to solve some issues for their building process. Quite honestly, about the most money I would spend if we ever became wealthy is I'd buy 20 acres of land somewhere. I would take 2 single wides, decent single wides, 15 footers, whatever. Slide up. I would do just what my old boss did back when we done, barns and stuff like that. Down in Muncie, Indiana, he took 2 nice wide single wides, moved them in side by side, lag bolted them together, completely gutted the inside of them all the way down. He log cabin sided the outside of them, put an actual roof on it, a real stone foundation all the way around, built a big deck on it, looked like a huge log cabin. Had a great big double-sided fireplace right in the middle of the living room. Had, 4 bedrooms. The place was enormous. I mean, it was 30 feet wide, 75 feet long. But he completely remodeled the whole thing. All hardwood floors, I mean, it looked like a cabin, a professional built cabin. It was two crappy old motorhome, modular homes built in. And it's like he said, he had $50,000 wrapped up in both trailers and the whole remodeling process. He said you couldn't buy a cabin for $50,000. Not that size anyway. I'd get my eyes fixed. I'd start driving again. And then I'd start inviting everybody to my property for campouts and barbecues and fun shit. I don't know if you guys watch the community tab. I posted something yesterday about Shane Pinson, his wife Amelia. Um, Amelia is, for the last month or better, has been in and out of the hospital 2 or 3 times. Um, right now, she is looking at complete kidney and liver failure. The last hospital she was in, down there in Georgia, they they waited till her numbers started to go up, and they said, "Oh, she seems like she's getting better. We're going to send her home. We've got her on the donor list. As soon as we have a suitable um, liver and kidneys, we'll get her back in and we'll do the transplant." She wasn't home a week, and Shane almost lost her. Took her back to the hospital again. She's passing blood. She's vomiting blood. Was. As of yesterday, I got a message from him. She's not doing that anymore. She's still having problems communicating and stuff. Um, but she's in really bad shape. They're thinking that the reason the first hospital sent her home is because she has no insurance. They're a young couple. Whoever thought, I mean, they have life insurance. Who would have ever thought they needed health insurance? So, you know, I mean, he's losing money, skipping out on work to be there just in case that time comes. He's there to hold her hand during that time. Hospital bills and stuff like that. So, prayers for them. I'm hoping and praying they find a suitable donor. He does have the same blood type as her, so he has donated blood. I guess he's going to see if he can get typed, and he's the same. If they think that half of his liver and one of his kidneys will help her. Don't know. I don't know. But, prayers for them. That's why he's not been in here for the last couple weeks, is he's been dealing with that. He'll go to work, he'll get a phone call, he'll leave work, go to the hospital, stay there with her as much as he can, go back home, you know, go back to the hospital or go to work, and it's just, um, it's sad. It's sad. She's a very, very young, very beautiful woman, and for this to be happening to her makes no sense whatsoever. I don't even know if they figured out yet why it's happening to her. So, unfortunately, this day and age, everyone needs health insurance. Yep, you're right. Whether you pay for it yourself or you qualify for state help, Medicaid, whatever. Everybody needs some kind of health insurance these days. Um, you just never know. You just never know. I'm not ashamed of the fact, we're poor. When all that crap happened to me back in 2016, right after Steph and I got married, um, the lady at the hospital um, helped Steph fill out all the paperwork and stuff to get me on Medicaid. And if it wasn't for that lady, she wouldn't have known what she was doing. She she wouldn't have known what she was doing. Before I came in the picture, she was never on public assistance or anything like that. And yeah, it saved my life. It pays for my doctor's visits. It pays for my endocrinologist visits. It pays for my prescriptions. It's, but yeah, definitely, definitely. You know, me at 40, 47 years old, Amelia in her 30s. That's not testament enough that everybody needs health insurance, because you never know what the next day is going to bring. And there go the plows again. Oh, but as I said earlier, guys, and also it's pinned up there at the top of the chat. Our next giveaway competition is underway. It is these two pieces of Native American art up here. Um, the one of the Native American over here was painted by Charles Carson, C. Carson. He is still alive. He is still painting. He's a Canadian artist, Grand Master of Fine Arts at the International Academy of Fine Arts of Quebec. He specializes in 18th and 19th century era work. And his auction prices, because he is still alive, range from $40 to about $230. This one over here was painted by Porfirio Salinas. He died in 1973. He specialized in Southwestern, Latino, Mexican, and Native American art. And I checked about 20 different auction houses for their art to get the range in what their art sells for. Mr. Salinas's work sells for anywhere between 4,000 to 50,000, depending on the piece. His still shots of like pottery, a bullfight, things like that, they sell from 4 to 10,000. His large panoramas, his desert scenes, his mountain scenes, his ranch scenes, things like that, they go for the higher price. So these are up. It started Wednesday evening. It is going to end on the last day of April. And then on Monday, May 1st, we are going to do the drawing. I have actually got a fishbowl. And we're going to do it just like we always have in the past. It's $1 an entry. Enter as many times as you like. I will make a little tab with all of your entries on it. I don't care if you enter 1,000 times. I'm going to make 1,000 little tabs with your name on it. I'm going to fold them over. I'm going to throw them in that fishbowl. And on May 1st, I'm going to have my daughter come in here and get right here beside me. I'm going to hold the fishbowl up here above her head, and she's going to reach in and she's going to stir it 8 or 10 times, and then she's going to pull a single tab out, and that person wins the artwork. So that's how that's working. Like I said, all that information is posted at the top of the chat. Like, wait, no, it's over here. Right up there. Right up there. Top of the chat. I know some people aren't into art, but hey, worst case scenario, you win them, then you take them to a pawn shop. Or if you're into the Native American thing, you find a spot in your Native American room, or your office, or your studio, or whatever the case may be. Man, this thing is lagging. I gotta pick this thing up. Come here. Go live. Let me see here. It is 9:27 here. We have got 8 folks in the chat. 16 thumbs up. It is Friday morning. Like I said, I don't know what we're going to do tonight, but we're going to do something. I'm still hoping and praying I have a guest get a hold of me and say, hey, let's do it. I miss doing my interviews. I got to start committing more time to those. I got to start committing more time into finding guests to come on Friday nights, because I enjoy doing the interviews. My missus cooked up some bacon spam yesterday. I forgot how good that, oh my God, bacon spam. I don't know if I'd be able to share that or not. I mean, it's hard enough to make BLTs and let anybody else next to the bacon after I get the BLTs done. But yeah, I can't starve my family just because I like bacon. Bacon spam. Man, I don't even remember when the last time was I seen bacon spam in a store around here. I know it's been a while. You got a whole case? Man, I wish I could go out and get whole cases of stuff like that. The only thing I can afford to get a whole case of is ramen noodles. I can't even do that anymore, but I mean, I used to go out and get, a whole thing of ramen noodles. I mean, it was only like $12 for a case of them. Oh, I do too, Mystical. I love BLTs. It's one of my favorite things to get. The wife was actually looking into a meat package yesterday because, we go out once a month and buy meat. And, we have to let other bills slide so we can keep food in the house. But she was looking at a meat package yesterday. And I think it was 200 some odd dollars for bacon and pork steaks and hamburger and stuff like that. And she grabbed our local paper and started doing a price comparison. And she said there was about a $70 difference between getting the meat package going out and buying things individual. And I told her, I said, well, don't forget, I said, bacon's going up and down. I said, so, it may be $4.99 a pound here, but it's $2.99 a pound here on sale. So it's going to vary a lot, especially when you're getting 25 pounds of it. So you figure that $2 difference between this place and this place at 50 pounds, you're talking, or 25 pounds, you're talking $50. So since I don't cook, I eat a lot of ramen noodle, and I open up a can of vegetables, add it to it. I ordered it about a year ago. I've never done the vegetable thing. That sounds interesting. Hey, Templar. Good to see you, bud. Hope you're doing well today. Nothing like a BLT. Nice sunny, warm summer day for lunch or dinner. We do them. We usually do them for dinner at night. It's quick. It's easy. All you gotta do is shred up the lettuce, chop a tomato, get out the mayo. We don't have a toaster anymore. It burned up. So I get out my cast iron griddle, lay it against two of the elements on the gas stove, kick on the flame, put just a little bit of butter on the bread, lay it down and toast it like a grilled cheese. I'll make a stack of toast and fry up the bacon, and boom, half hour it's done, on the table, and everybody gets their fill. That's why I'm going to start trying to grow a garden. Even the produce is expensive. Very much so. Very much so. Ketchup sandwich. Never had a ketchup sandwich. Now, when I was little, my mom used to keep cheese slices in the fridge. And when I got in the mood for just a real quick get me by for lunch or something like that, I'd grab a couple pieces of bread, slap a piece of cheese on it, throw some mustard on it, boom, it's done. At work, trying to fix things so it's done properly, becoming a losing battle. Yeah, now see, the last time you mentioned cooking the bacon in the oven, Tony, I did it, and everybody loved it. Everybody loved it. So that's kind of my new way of doing bacon. I don't as much fry it anymore as I bake it, and get it done, and less of a mess on top of the stove and everything to clean up. And yeah, thank you for the advice. That was really good. Um, thank God you didn't say ketchup. I only put ketchup on fried potatoes, hash browns, French fries, tater tots, things like that. And since I don't eat a lot of those anymore, um, yeah, I don't get a lot of ketchup. Mostly what I use ketchup for anymore is when I make a meatloaf. And then now, since I've started, experimenting with different types of meatloaf, like I'll do a southwestern meatloaf that's got a little bit of ketchup, but it's got barbecue sauce, it's got peppers cut up in it, onions, things like that. Um, I've done what I call a Texas meatloaf, where I'll make the meatloaf, and then I'll cut it in the center, and I'll lay it open, and I'll line the inside of it with bacon and maybe some cheese or something, just a little bit of cheese, just enough to get that creaminess in it, and do stuff like that. Tonight, of course, it's going to be good old homemade tacos. The wife don't go to work until Let me think. This is Friday night. She'll leave here at 5:30, so she'll go out there about 4 o'clock. She'll throw some real quick tacos together, and that way she can eat her fill before she goes to work. Big fish, never heard of that. We used to put 6 slices of onion in a biscuit, and that was our breakfast. Yeah, you're right. The crispiness is a lot more even when you cook it in the oven. When you're poor, you improvise. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. I make a lot of stews. A lot of stews and a lot of chili. Just whatever I got laying around. For a quick fix, you can put bread in a toaster, toast it up, and put a slice of cheese in the middle for a grilled cheese. I might have the wife's taco. Yeah, wrong menu, bud. Wrong menu. I've eaten a lot of tacos in my life, but I've never eaten another man's wife's taco. I always eat my own wife's tacos. Today is a no meat day for us. We'll have fish sticks and tater tots. Nothing wrong with that. I love fish sticks. I grew up eating fish sticks. I love fish sticks. Fry loose ground beef. Mix it with assorted canned vegetables for a quick and easy stew. My only problem is I always cook too much. I always cook for an army, and that just comes from the way that I grew up. You always cook extra in case somebody comes to your door hungry, and you can't afford to do that anymore because you wind up, after a week throwing it out. Now chili is one thing you never got to worry about throwing out. Um, I'll make a big old stock pot of chili and fill up, those 1 gallon plastic ice cream containers and stick it in the freezer. Next time we want chili, I don't got to worry about making it. All I got to do is thaw it out, drop it in the pot, melt it all down, and boom, chili's done. Yeah, I mean, reheating is no crime, but there's always those things, and I don't care who we are or what it is, there's always those things that don't taste as good the next time around. When you make it the first time, like let's say you make, let's go on the cheap side. Let's go on the cheap side. Let's say you take a few boxes of macaroni and cheese, you get them done, you chop up some hot dogs, throw it in there, and um, throw in a can of peas or something like that. Better yet, uh, real quick, homemade uh, tuna mac. You cook up the macaroni and cheese, you throw in a can of tuna, you throw in a can of peas, you eat your fill, put it in the fridge, and then when it comes time to reheat it, you got to put in more milk or whatever to cream it back up again, and it just doesn't taste the same. It just doesn't taste right anymore. But yeah, vegetable soup, chili, things like that. Hobo stew. I don't know if you guys ever had hobo stew or not. It's just beef stew. Throw some hamburger, a chunk of beef or whatever in the pot with the water, get it going. Open up your cans of vegetables, chop up a few potatoes, throw it in there. You know, throw in some California blend vegetables. That way you got your potatoes, you got your peas, you got your beans. You know, throw it in there. That's basically hobo stew. You can add chili seasoning for a slight kick. Soups and stews usually taste better on a second, third go. Yeah. Now, see, yeah, I can agree with that. Soups and stews, chili, always tastes better. The more times you reheat chili, the better it tastes. Like chili is always one of those things that just never gets thrown out. Now, the ex mother in law, a lot of times she would make like a breakfast casserole. You know, she'd get some hash browns, she'd get some sausage, chop up an onion, scramble up a mess of eggs, put it in there, cover it with cheese, put it in the oven. You know, we may only eat half of it, but when you get it back out of the fridge the next day and you try to put it in the microwave, either the microwave has, you know, overcooked this portion or this part just doesn't taste right anymore or something. So, you know, it's just. Let me see here. Lady C, good morning, beautiful. Hope you're doing well down in Texas. Let's see here. Forensic Mystics, good morning. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Happy Friday to you guys. The end of the week. Hopefully nobody here has to go to work tomorrow. Especially if you live here in the Midwest. At least this part of the Midwest, anyway. Our snow is still coming down. Still coming down. So, and we're supposed to get snow all day today and all day tomorrow. So, you know, we may wind up getting 6 or 8 inches, 7 inches. Who knows? Frickin' Mother Nature, man. She is a fickle girl this year. She is not willing to let go of winter. We'll have 2 or 3 really nice days. The sun will be out. We'll think, haha, we can get out there and start getting the yard all cleaned up and everything. Temperatures going up, looking good. And poof, snow. For mac and cheese, bake it in the oven with some breadcrumbs on it. That's the way I like it. The wife does not like oven baked mac and cheese. She don't like it. Me, that's my favorite way to eat it. Just woke up, got my coffee. Cold as F for Texas. I don't remember cold days in Texas. Our coldest day the whole time I lived in Texas is was 65 degrees. Never had a cold day in Texas. Yeah, see, that's how it was with me, Tony. My mom and my grandma very seldom ever used box anything, and if they did, they threw the cheese packets away and just used the macaroni out of them. But you know, our macaroni and cheese, our scallop potatoes, all that stuff cooked in the oven. It didn't come out of a damn box. Mom did teach me to cook steak. My grandmother taught my mom how to cook. So my mom, she was one of 9 girls uh, on her side of the family, and she was one of the youngest. So she didn't get to learn very much about cooking. So when her and Dad met, Dad's mom taught her how to cook. So all those really cool recipes, all the things that my Irish grandmother taught, or great grandmother taught Grandma, Mom managed to get them all too. And that's one really big thing that I'm looking forward to. That I will get when that day comes and my parents are gone. My mom has got an old steel box that's probably got 400 recipes in it that all came from the old country. These are all things, all recipes that my great grandmother taught my grandmother, that taught my mom. So roll that back up there for a second. I do meatloaf. I do meatloaf. Oh my God, I do meatloaf. When I cooked at the club in Indianapolis several years ago, the one thing they didn't have was good old style country cooking. And I would either cook, I would cook meatloaf, I would cook scalloped potatoes, I'd cook macaroni and cheese in the oven, whatever the case may be. And it was a hit. Those city folk down in Indianapolis had never had some of that stuff before and loved it. We just had three days of crazy thunderstorms and high winds, along with a cold front. It's 46 degrees, real feel 42. You're better off than we are, girlfriend. Let me see here. Wait for this thing to kick on. It's 29 degrees and snowing here. So too cold. A lot of what I cook now is things that I worked out for myself. I learned how to make sure I had a can opener on hand or fork, whatever needed to open. Good. From there, my meatloaf is better. We'll see one of these days, Mr. Bucky. We'll see who cooks a better meatloaf. One of these days, we'll get together. We'll have a meatloaf cook-off. We'll let our wives decide who makes better meatloaf. I don't cook real food anymore. It's like pre-prepped. Hey, Freedom, good to see you, love. A Freudian slip, yeah, I saw that. Oldest daughter loves cooking. I can't just start cooking again. First thing is either steak and eggs or my mom's crack pot recipe for pot roast potatoes and carrots. Oh, that's good. That's good for a Sunday dinner. Pot roast potatoes and carrots. I put cheese and bacon in my meatloaf. We were talking about that earlier, Forensic. I do that once in a while too. But I cook different kinds of meatloaf. I mean, I cook that traditional country style meatloaf that's just got, ground beef, breadcrumbs, eggs, ketchup, salt and pepper, maybe an onion chopped up in it. And I cook like a southwestern meatloaf where, I'll use barbecue or salsa instead of ketchup. And then I'll throw in, finely chopped veggies, whatever. I've actually cooked an Italian meatloaf and used Alfredo instead of ketchup or anything else. And, done it up like that. I've cooked multiple different kinds of meatloaf. I'm always changing the recipe up, looking for one that the family likes more than the one I made before. Yeah, you've told me your recipe. Um, Next Friday, obviously. I call mine Salisbury meatloaf. Now, see, Salisbury steak, homemade Salisbury steak, another big hit. You know, nothing but a ground beef patty and some brown gravy. Easy to do. Throw it over some mashed taters with some corn or something on the side. Wednesday, Thursday, my weekend, hubby off. There you go. That's kind of how mine is too. Monday and Tuesday when the wife's off now, I come in here and work while she's asleep. She'll wake up at noon or so, and I shut this place down and go spend the time with her while she's off. Watch our movies together or whatever goofy Housewives of New York or Housewives of New Jersey or Housewives of New Delhi or whatever the hell she's watching. We'll sit and we'll laugh at these goofy people on there, and then we'll realize how much better our lives are not being rich. Daylight savings time is Sunday, then St. Patty's Day. Yep, most definitely. It's about time to turn those clocks ahead an hour. I'm going to try Tony's meatloaf one day whenever I buy a meatloaf pan. I cook mine in a cake pan. I just put mine in a cake pan. We have a little tiny rack. Sometimes I'll use it. That way it lifts it up out of the grease and everything. But 9 times out of 10, I just make mine in a cake pan. Cover it with foil. That way, it cooks for the first hour, hour and a half. Um, Without getting too brown in the last, 45 minutes or so, I uncover it and let it go. Let it brown up. Oh, yeah. I do it in a bread pan. Renovating for now until fixed sell. Be able to relax when done. Oh, yeah, definitely. Maybe when time changes, so will the weather. Could only hope. Could only hope. I don't have a bread pan either. I don't cook, so I don't have all that stuff. I want mine lifted out of the gravy. Well, yeah, I don't. When I'm doing, if I was to do it like you do with the gravy, Tony, I wouldn't want it lifted out of the gravy either. I'd keep it right in it. But I mean, a regular meatloaf. Sometimes, you put it on the little rack to lift it up out of the grease. Mom never did. Mom never did. Takes about an hour. I don't been cooking more lately, trying to get healthier food options. Recipe one more time, please. I'll take a picture of this. There you go. Share that recipe. Roll that beautiful bean footage. We do bacon wrapped meatloaf. Be swimming if we don't put rack in. Yeah. Yeah, but think about it this way. Between the hamburger grease and the bacon grease and all the flavoring coming from the onion, if you're like me, put in, finely chopped bell pepper or something. You got all those flavors all combined. I mean, as long as you don't cut it, throw it right on your plate, and start eating it while it's still dripping grease. And yeah, you don't have to worry about your arteries all that much. What I normally do is I'll cut, when I get mine out of the oven, I'll start cutting it right away, and I'll lay it on a plate with paper towel on it. And that way, all you got to do is go up there and slide the spatula or your fork under it, pick up a piece, and it's already got most of the grease and stuff drained off of it. I really want some biscuits and gravy. There you go, girl. Now you're talking my speed. Biscuits and gravy. You too, Freedom. Have a good day, love. I know things are pretty hectic out there right now, getting things ready to sell and stuff, but it'll get better. It'll get better. One of these days here real soon, you'll be able to kick back, kick your feet up, and think, Psh, we did it. Woohoo! Instant gravy, 1-2 packages. Use part of gravy mix with hamburger, rest of your gravy, salt and pepper to taste. Form into a loaf, put into a bread pan, pour in the gravy, cover, bake 350. Easy enough. Uncover it 45 minutes. Yeah, simple but filling. You are right about that. Feel free to add in onions and mushrooms. Oh, yeah, most definitely. Most definitely. A Salisbury anything just doesn't seem right without onions and mushrooms. It just doesn't. About a pound of ground beef, yeah. Once you figure in the onions and everything else, it comes back about a pound and a half. Perfect for a couple. My God, it's about that time already. We got about a minute and a half left, guys. Like I said, we will be on tonight. Don't know what we're doing yet. I'm still keeping my fingers crossed. We have a guest pop in, but I I might sprain a finger if I cross them too awful much. Maybe sometime. Maybe sometime we'll get another guest on here. We're getting real close to that 1,000 members in the family thing again, and people have a tendency of looking more anxious to show up on your streams and stuff when you're over that 1,000. I guess you look more serious. I don't know. Same with sponsors. So we'll see what happens. Let me see here. Take care of Drew and everyone in chat. You too, Lady C. Take care. Have a good day. Tony, same to you, bud. Jan, Mystical. Let's see here. Who else is still in here? It says we got 8. So let's just say everybody have a great day. We will be on tonight again. Don't forget about the giveaway competition. The link to the PayPal is on our main page, up in the banner on the far right side. Feel free to just, if you want to get entered in the competition, make sure and put a little note in there when you send it. Competition, giveaway, whatever the case may be. And that way I know to get that that's what it's there for, and I will get your name down. I have already started the list um, in my binder right here of the people who have entered. So it's there for the taking. Everybody has a chance to win, and like I said, we're doing this until the last day of April. On Monday, May 1st, we will have the drawing for the art pieces live on that live stream. Everybody have a good day. Tony Lee, have a great day, my friend. Drew, technician, is supposed to come in today between 12 and 2 p.m. Replace the router and fix my internet. Awesome. And you're welcome. Thank you very much. But we are going to hit it. I am going to start working on that last video for March, Irish American Heritage Month. These last few videos I'm trying to make epic. So we'll see what I come up with. But I'll see you guys tonight, 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Like I said, I don't know what we're doing, but it'll be interesting. So y'all have a great day. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. God bless you. God love you. We do. We'll catch y'all tonight. Have a good day.